Good morning. We have a challenge this weekend. Danny has just gone away for the weekend, so I have about 36 hours, give or take. I want to surprise him with having finished plastering the ceiling in this room and maybe even paint. The problem is going to be getting 3 coats of plaster on the ceiling and 2 coats of undercoat and 2 coats of top coat. Other problems being Danny has the car, so if I need to get any materials or paint, which I don't have, I have to find a way to get that on the bike. Other problem is that tomorrow I already have some bookings, so I've already got quite a few hours I won't have to use on this project. Let's see how we go. Can I just... Oh, we're done. So we have to wait at least 2 hours. Okay, well, it's lunchtime. At least 2 hours before we can start thinking about sanding. Based on the humidity today, I am assuming that it's going to be a little bit longer than that. I might even think about trying to do some painting. Now, if I know anything about the internet, it's that people are not afraid about providing unsolicited opinions. So I may as well get in front of that and solicit opinions. Tell me what you think of this wall colour. Would you have done a different colour? Do you think that this looks like baby poo? Do you think we're making a huge mistake? Would you actually go this colour? Caramel Sundae by Dulux. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think I prefer plastering to cutting in, but it all has to be done. I can see that some of the plaster is starting to get dry, like getting the white strips on the outsides, but still very much not on the middle where the actual blue tape is. So we're gonna keep painting. Hopefully another 2 hours it'll be properly dry. Hope so. And we have one of those electric sanders, but it's too heavy for me, so I can't use it. Anyway, we'll keep going on this. We officially ran out of paint, so we're gonna go up to Bunnings and hopefully get a tin. By the time we go up to Bunnings, get the paint, I think that the plaster on the ceilings will be dry. So we'll sand, clean, do another coat of plaster, and then that'll take another 2 hours to dry. All right, we're on the way. I successfully secured the goods and transported them. Got the wall colour, the ceiling colour, love pads for the sanding stick. You know, I am especially keen for this room to be ready because it's always nice to tick off a room as completed. However, I'm looking forward to when this room is habitable enough for me to actually set my workstation up here. That I don't have to pack it up every day because I take my monitor and I put it in a wardrobe, and then I put all my electronics away, and then I have to put the table outside, and then I store my ergonomic chair inside our studio apartment downstairs, and I had kicked my toe on it a lot. All right, let's do some sanding. You know, when you're renovating, sometimes it's the little things, and I just got a new mask. I'm like, what a luxury, new mask. If you're gonna do this activity, definitely do it from a stool, because doing it from the ground was not right. The purchase was all out of whack, and it's like the pressure and the pushing and the pulling and it was all out of whack. But as soon as I got on the stool, everything got a little bit easier, except for my shoulders. My shoulders are hurting again, worse than the time that I was trying to paint the ceiling in the bathroom with a brush. That was actually hard work. I'm gonna let the air breathe a little bit, and then we'll come back. That could have been bad. So you're thinking about tools too much, and And obviously it's getting dark out. And I was like, cool, I'll just get the light. The fuck? No battery. All the batteries are in Danny's car. Sorry about the lighting. Alright, I'm very happy to report that we've got first coat on all of the walls. And it does look much better in person than it does on the camera. It looks much like warmer and less orange. I think it's going to be really pretty. And you know, we sanded the roof before, the ceiling before. It's dry enough to put another coat on. And I've just mixed up a batch for the second coat. Let's finish and go relax. Let's go have dinner. So I'm a little bit pissy already. I came up to double check what finishing, like the topping compound, I needed to get to do the third coat on the ceiling in here. And unfortunately, it says, allow to dry for at least 24 hours, then sand smooth. But I don't have 24 hours. So I'll go up and just double check to see if there's any other options. I don't know if they'll have a powder version.
Unfortunately not.
Okay, so good news, bad news. Good news is that I did have time to get in here and do a sand and topping coat of the ceiling. Bad news is that the instructions were correct and it is not dry enough to sand and then paint. This is enough work that I absolutely don't want to have to do it again or repair anything by not doing the prep correctly. I've got this window open. And on our downstairs ceilings, there are places when I was in a rush to do those ones and it hasn't done a very good job. It was a good little, like pressure, self-imposed pressure, I guess, to try and get a whole bunch done. And we did get a lot done, got a lot of work done. Like, it's actually really nice. We'll see how things pan out. There'll definitely be a finished ceiling at the end of this video. Danny went upstairs. I wasn't supervising and he saw the bedroom colour and the progress. But everything's fine. He's happy. We're going to get back up there, but we went camping last weekend. So we have to have a quick stop to pack the tent back up again. Please enjoy. And so here we are, and we're going to sand the top coat, which is now dry, and something else. Oh, we're going to install the cornice. Yay! Which way are you bending? Inward? Yep. Last one. top coat and maybe a little bit of sanding on the corners. I forgot about sanding on the corners. Okay, that's us for the day. We're heading off for a gig for the afternoon. We're gonna go see Plastering. Okay, we are so nearly done in here, and we've been doing a little bit of work off camera. We have painted the whole ceiling because we just didn't need to see any more of that roller. It was boring. There was nothing good about it except that the colour came. And actually what's nice is that the colour is not a ceiling white. It is like a stone. This is a little bit softer, and I think I might do more of that around the rest of the house. We're going to finish today with a sand of all the brown. So we've got a little bit of white splashes from the ceiling, like the second coat of brown. Danny's going to install the fan. This is very exciting, I'm nearly done. Tutorial time with Danny.
So yeah, there's a timber there with the cables already there for it. So I'll mount this plate to the timber so it's nice and secure. Yeah, wiring connections go in there, and then the motor will fit up to that, and then we just put the housing or the plate on.
You said this is the motor?
Yeah. Not for a boat.
That's quite heavy.
Yeah.
Did you know that it was going to be that heavy and so it needed a noggin?
Yeah, and also because fans tend to shake, or they can wobble a little bit, and if you just pull that in the plasterboard, it'll just pull it out.
Yeah, no idea. Well, that would be a horrible way to wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So yeah, with any kind of fan, you usually put a timber support across the beams in.
Oh, there you go. Very clever to think of these things in advance. We were going to wait for the lights to come before we showed you the final finish in the main bedroom, but those are probably a couple of weeks away, and I want to finish this video. We finished the last painting and the corner thing and everything off camera, and then Danny went through and did a huge cleanup, and he has moved almost everything from the rest of the house into this main bedroom. So this is where we're at. There is no way I would have been able to get this done in the 2 days that Danny was away. Deluded. I blame backyard blitz from my younger years for making me think about how much can be done in a weekend, except that they already had all the planning and organisation and purchasing, and they're huge teams, so, and money. It was still fun. I still enjoyed the challenge, and Danny was happy when he came home and saw some stuff done. And yeah, transformations, they take time in the real world. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye. I'm so excited for this room to be ready. No one would accuse us of being a how-to video show. Oh, you went in for that?
No, so like tapped his arm and he did the same to me. I was like,
No!
oh god!